Dead Feelings by MOSHi for the ukulele, another lo-fi song. So there's a couple different levels of difficulty you can play this song at. So I'm going to start with the easiest one and then just keep adding things to it. So as soon as it gets too hard and you don't follow anymore, just stop watching the video and practice with whatever one you're on. So to start off with, we have 2 chords, both pretty easy to play. First one, it's going to be an F major 7. So this is played by barring the 5th fret and then 7th fret on the A string at the bottom here. So. And then our next chord is going to look like this. So this is 5th fret on the G string, 4th fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret. So pretty comfy for your hands. Just do that over and over again a bunch of times. Once you have that down pretty confidently, then I would start trying to incorporate like the melody portion of it. So that's going to sound like this. And I'll put those in the tabs too. But just to play the melody by itself, this is all on the A string, so 7th fret, 3rd, 2nd, and then 7, 8, 7, 3, 2, 5, 2, 3, 2. And that's the melody part. So if you have 2 friends, you could literally just go, and then your friend could play the melody. And it would sound amazing. And you get another friend on drums and you got a full band going. But if you're by yourself, living the loner lifestyle in quarantine like me, we're going to try and play all of that together by ourselves on the ukulele. So to do that all in one, this is how I'd suggest doing it. First chord is going to be the same hand positioning. But then next thing we're going to do is change this same chord. But now we want to have this 3rd fret on the A string here. So it's going to go from this, where we're barring with our pointer finger, to everyone's favorite chord position. So this is a pretty tough one here. We're covering the G, C, and E string, but we need to leave this A string exposed. So make sure when you're playing this that you're not covering any of this. If you hear it like, that means you're covering it. So this is basically, you know, I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with the E major. So this is just up 1 fret. So, and then we're going to slide down to the 2nd fret. So we're here in this like F major, hit the 2nd fret, and then we need to switch back to that first hand positioning. And then we're going to go 7, 8, 7 with our pinky finger as we're just letting these bottom 3 strings just ring out. Alright, so practice that a couple times, and when you're ready, jump to this next part, which is going to be significantly harder, definitely the hardest part of the whole song. So, what you need to do here is, instead of playing this 2nd chord like this, you actually need to play it like this. And now, how is this different? Well, as you can see, I'm not using my pinky finger. So you might be wondering, well, how are you going 3rd fret on the E string, 2nd fret on the A string? And the answer is I'm doing them both with this one finger here. And the trick to this is just kind of finagling your finger into the right angle where you can get part of it fully covering this E string, or sorry, the 3rd fret on the E string, while you're also covering the 2nd fret on the A string. And that just takes a lot of finesse and ukulele practice here. A couple of tips for this is, you see you have the full width of the fretboard here. You don't actually need to use like this top half. What I'd suggest is try to cover this string as close to the base of this fret as possible, so that way you don't need to reach your finger as much. Because you could really just cover like this very bottom part. All sounds the same. Same thing with here, we can be very at the bottom. All sounds the same. So a couple tips is to play your A really close to here, and then play your E string really close to this bottom fret, so you don't need to move your finger too much. All right, so why are we butchering our pointer finger like that? And the answer is because we need to play a 5th fret on the A string, and there's not really a good way to do that without freeing up this pinky finger. So, long explanation, how it's going to look like in practice. Let me recap here. So what we're doing here is we're still covering this here, and we're just playing the melody out with while covering this string at the same time. So this is definitely going to take a lot of practice. All right, and one alternative too, if you're trying this and you're really beating your brain trying to do that, it's not going to sound quite as nice, but one thing you could do alternatively is to just go with that first chord positioning. So, and then you can just cover this 5th fret with your pinky here, just to hit that one note. The trade-off with this way is you can't actually strum out the full chord if you're playing it like this, just because you're going to be covering these top strings here. So that's an alternative if you're like a little bit newer but you still want to go for this. So let's play it all together nice and slow. Yeah, so definitely practice this. There's a lot of nuances you can throw in here, so feel free to leave out any part you don't like or throw in any part you do like. But it's a really fun one, especially if you have 2 ukuleles and a friend that plays. So enjoy it and take care, guys. Have a good weekend.